Listen, what do these infinite echoes tell us? If every piece carries the whole, where exactly does humanity stand in this massive design? Are we reflections in these mirrors, or are we the infinite loop itself? Now, let's take a step into the very architecture of existence. Take a look around you. Everything you see, the leaf drifting in the wind, the alignment of stars in the night sky, or even your own reflection in the mirror. Is it all just a coincidence? Or are we walking inside a vast cosmic blueprint written in a language we have yet to fully master? Most people see the world as a cloud of dust scattered by chance. But for an architect, there is no such thing as random. Nature does not use a pen or paper to build its greatest masterpieces. It writes with an invisible ink. This is the ink of a cosmic geometry, a blueprint that existed long before the first stone was laid. This ink leaves the exact same mark on the delicate arm of a snowflake, in the spiral of a violent hurricane, and in the majestic rotation of distant galaxies. We call this the common signature of the universe. It is a signature so profound that it connects the structure of an atom to the vastness of a solar system. It is the same ratio, the same sacred proportion, binding them together with a strict architectural discipline, a discipline that proves nothing in this vast emptiness is accidental. Everything is built by design. What our eyes perceive as chaos is in fact the outer surface of a flawless design. The branching patterns of a tree or the winding curves of a riverbed are the ways the universe builds itself. In this construction, there is not a single inch too many, nor a single inch too few. Everything, from the silent depths of the ocean to the burning heart of the stars, is part of a single master plan. And the language of this plan is not made of words. It is written in numbers and shapes. So, what are the rules of this massive design? How does this cosmic blueprint hold matter together? And why? Does everything obey a single hidden number? Are you ready to trace this invisible ink and touch the very fingerprint of creation? Because what you are about to see will change the way you look at the world forever. Perfection in architecture is never an accident. If the stability of a structure is a static necessity, then the beauty of nature is a mathematical obligation. Most people see the world as a chaotic place. But when I look at it as an architect, I see that everything has been placed with millimetric precision. the delicate arrangement of a flower petal, and the massive rotation of a galaxy millions of light years wide. They both draw from the exact same source. The hidden number 1.618. This figure is not a random value. It is the signature of the one and only flawless pen that connects everything, from the smallest building block of life to the grandest star clusters in the universe. Even the most complex and most magnificent projects must ultimately bow to this simple yet profoundly deep rule. You can draw a design on paper, but what gives it soul is this internal balance. If this ratio is broken in any structure, no matter how luxurious it may be, it loses its spirit and becomes alien to the eye. Because nature does not allow for unnecessary details or even a single extra centimeter. Every angle, every slope is an inseparable part of that great cosmic discipline, stretching from the darkest depths of the ocean to the burning heart of the brightest stars. But the real question is, why is this number so powerful? Why are our minds, our eyes, and even our souls drawn like magnets to everything that holds this ratio? Is this mathematical harmony just a matter of sight, or is it connected to a frequency at the very depth of our existence? Now, let us take a closer look, tracing how this hidden ruler shapes the world and ourselves, from the dusty pages of history to the very peak of modern art. In nature, nothing stands alone, in isolation. If you look through the eyes of an architect, you see not just a single stone, but its entire static relationship with the whole structure. The universe is built with this exact same holistic discipline. In this system we call mirrors of reality, every tiny piece carries the massive secret of the whole within itself. When looking at the thinnest branch, at the very edge of a tree, you don't just see a branch. In fact, you recognize a reflection of the entire forest and the genetic code of its species. What is great is as the small. The structural design within the smallest particle is identical to the design rules of the grandest galaxy. This is a magnificent mirror game where the universe reflects itself. Now, let's bring our eyes a bit closer. Focus on the jagged edges of a coastline, on the branching bronchi inside a lung, or on the forked trail of a lightning bolt across the sky. What you see here is not a complex calculator, but infinite echoes. Every piece repeats itself on smaller and smaller scales, forever. This order is a kind of self-building detail mechanism. Through these infinite loops, nature succeeds in building the largest surface and the strongest structure with the minimum amount of material. The microscopic crystal structure of a single snowflake is a silent preview of how massive cloud clusters gather in the sky. The universe does not copy-paste its design. It echoes a pattern to an infinite depth. Beyond the thousands of technical drawings and the countless details ever solved, there is a reality. Even the most complex structures built by mankind appear primitive next to these infinite loops in nature. While we try to understand the world through pixels, nature fits infinity into every single point. The unshakable similarity between a tiny curve in a riverbed and the satellite view of its entire basin is the most concrete proof of how consistently the universe works with a master plan. There is no error here. There is no coincidence. There are only infinite layers, intertwining, nourishing, and validating one another. So, what do these infinite echoes tell us? If every piece carries the whole, then where exactly does humanity stand in this massive design? Are we just reflections in one of these mirrors? Or are we the infinite loop itself? How does this unshakable discipline of nature find an echo in our minds and in our souls? Now, to hear the voice of this infinity more clearly, let's take a step into the deepest chambers of creation, into the very architecture of existence. The silent and flawless design of the universe is, in fact, the unwritten music of a massive orchestra. Most people perceive sound only as a vibration they hear. But if you look through the eyes of an architect, you realize that sound is actually the invisible hand that builds matter. We call this sound made visible. When certain frequencies touch matter, you see a chaotic pile of sand transform in seconds into a perfect mandala pattern, the form of a snowflake, or the floor plan of a grand cathedral. This is not magic. It is universal resonance itself. Form is frozen music, and music is geometry in motion. At this point, one must stop and think. If a simple sound frequency can arrange matter into such a sharp and aesthetic order, then what is the massive hum of the universe not building? From the deep frequency emitted by the stars to the endless dance of subatomic particles, everything obeys the symphony of form. That golden ratio in nature is not just a number. It is, in fact, the most harmonious, the most perfect tune of the universe. Matter takes shape according to this melody. Every tree you look at, every ground you step on, and every galaxy in the sky is actually a note in that massive cosmic composition. Everything, from the depths of the ocean to the heart of the stars, whispers the melody of a single master plan. Now, as we come to the end of this journey, look at the world once more. You no longer see just objects, but the invisible bonds, the numbers, and the frequencies that hold them together. Beauty is not a coincidence. It is a calculation. Chaos is simply a project yet to be solved. We are the witnesses, the parts, and the ears that hear the music of this vast design. From a snowflake to a star, from an architectural drawing to your own pulse, Everything is a line in a great poem, written with that single invisible ink. And perhaps this is the greatest secret of the universe. The architect, the drawing, and the building are all, in fact, one. Now, you know how to trace the ink